Hey, this is Ghostly Wins, and it's been a while since I made one of those video log related type videos, even though I first started it was like maybe over a couple years ago, but that was when I was mostly talking about content creators like eBay and all this other stuff, but just for a change of pace to reduce my high tier levels of cringe. I'm wanting to discuss about popularity in general. Been noticing lately there's been a trend YouTube wise that as soon as you gain like a very high level of following and popularity, like I can mention like some that are like so high and at the top that most have quit the platform due to like mental health reasons and other issues that go on the side of it. And I can understand why people would want to quit because, well, not to be a jerk on how many times YouTube has replaced the CEO from one of them passing away this year, I believe, and then others replacing them. It seems not just the updates and stuff that keeps low content channels like myself and others into having issues on what counts as breaking the TOS versus if the automatic bot system on other social medias is actually going to give a damn for anybody. But again, rambling. Popularity itself. When it comes to popularity, it can be a blessing and also a curse at the same time. What do I mean by that? I mean, popularity can be good for socialization, getting to know the community better, and also just growing in general, not just as a person, but also as a content creator and just more. The bad sides of being popular is the amount of people that you have to like try and entertain, try and keep up to date with. It's just pretty much piling on stress with more stress. It's like if you don't have like an equal balance, you're just going to overwork yourself. Doesn't matter if you're just a content creator that does video games. Doesn't matter if you're a content creator that's a PNG tuber, a VTuber, an IRL streamer, whatever the content you do. That's up to you if you wish to. If you wish to do that, I'm not going to judge. That's your content. That's your preference. That's your style. Not going to mention anything negative about them because as a community, we all deserve to grow in our own way, support each other in other ways, and help each other when we need it. But in terms of negative side of being popular, it kind of screws up with your real life situations. Is like you have stuff you want to do in real life. You have like we all have jobs. We all have like social events and stuff we need to do. We all hang out with our IRL friends and all this other stuff. But when it comes to online popularity and reality versus non-reality, when it comes to trying to find the time to hang out with your friends and other stuff during those times, as well as taking breaks, which I have mentioned many times on my community posts that I will be taking breaks due to family stuff or being busy during the week or other things like that, just to keep people updated and posted, which is why I also share out other content creators for you guys and other people to actually show support and love for and grow as a community with the other content creators that I randomly mention every now and then. But when it comes to trying to find a balance to spend time with your IRL friends and internet friends and other stuff, it gets pretty difficult. Not just because of like time zone reasons. I mean, hello, I'm in Australia. As you can tell, it's like maybe 4:30 in the afternoon, and you can see all of my Pokemon related plushies. Not like I'm the very best, like no one ever was, but still, welcome to my abode. But besides that, when it comes to trying to find the right times to not just plan your content, but also communication with other stuff and reading the room in terms of certain scenarios of popularity and other stuff. I mean, you get your good content creators and you have like your overly corrupted ones that are so far up the YouTube tier list. It's surprising that the said automated system of YouTube doesn't do anything about that, but picks on lower YouTube content creators like myself or others above the thousands that just randomly say, "Oh, we're removing your content because it apparently breaks TOS," and yet they don't show you what TOS is unless you try and apply some sort of thing to get to it. But at the same time, that also counts as giving away information you don't wish to really give to YouTube in terms of, like, say it's like a copyright strike or something like that. You don't really want to give out your personal information and stuff there because that gives the person that's reporting you more ways of getting to you, harassing you, and all this other stuff. And you think, yeah, that gets a little bit tricky, but at the same time, this is YouTube that's run by Google that has AI bots that are so bad it makes Elon Musk laugh in terms of how many Teslas can drive off a cliff and burn and crash into the ground. But other than that, in terms of popularity, at the same time, yes, it's good to be popular, but at the same time, it can't just hurt just yourself in terms of like social status and trying to get to like the top as quickly as possible. I mean, there's been like cartoons and animes and other stuff that can also describe this. I mean, think about it with. I'm just gonna throw a Pokemon thing in here because this makes more sense to me than anything else. If Ash Ketchum didn't become the Pokemon champion without years of training, discipline, and learning the strengths and weaknesses and spending time with the people that you respect and care for, friends wise, online and offline, and finding the right stable balance of trying to keep things even and not overly stimulating yourself to the point where you're working so much that you're going to have frequent mental breakdowns, arguments and dramas with each other depending on what the issue is and if it can be resolved or it's just going to cause more issues in the long run. It's if you can't really find a balance and you're just there not for just popularity and just showing off your skills, but just again, if you just can't find the right balance to not just your reality and non-reality, but if you can't get those being equal, then you're just going to lose yourself in a place that I don't think you're going to be able to get yourself free from. Not to throw in multiple personality disorder related issues there, but RPing is great for a distraction, music is good for a distraction, but again, rambling on with that, but at the same time, if you are just using social media for an escape, I can understand. I do that like 24 hours most of the time anyway, mostly due to you think life would be not much of a pain in the ass than it already is, but it can be a personal struggle, which is why people will use the internet, play games to try to distract themselves, to give themselves the endorphins that they need to keep themselves positive. But even when you do have like negative days, you need to find a way to balance that. even if we do have to do the things that we hate, like deal with real life in other situations and different things, the hurt will still be there, yes, but not everybody will see and feel the same hurt as you and other people do. We, as a society, don't really know each other that well, so we can't really put a tag or a price or a judgment on who has it better and who doesn't. But again, when it comes to popularity, your mind just goes into one situation and going, okay, I've made this milestone today, let's get it even higher. And it's just focusing on the next milestone and the next milestone and the next milestone. And it gets to a point where you ask yourself, does it get stressful for you every time you just want to get to the next level, the next milestone, and not think back to the friends that you've made on the way, even how many of them are probably not talking to you now because of whatever issues, drama, or BS that's going on around not just social media but in real life as well. Again, all I can say is if you can't keep things balanced in real life and online, then what is the point of anybody using social media, and what's the point of other people trying to deal with life in general if you can't find the balance to deal with both, ask for help, or deal with anything else that comes around the corner? Like every time, you always have your good and bad days, but at the same time, if you can't find the balance, maybe it's time to think about what not I can do to help the community out, but what you can do to help yourself and other people around you. Because if popularity is going to overtake your mind and your abilities to even do anything online or socialize with other people, then that's when I start questioning if social media is too much or there needs to be a schedule where you can actually take breaks to snap back to reality, think about what your next move's going to be, and then go back to what you would normally do afterwards. Reason why it's good to take the occasional breaks is, well, think of, again, those people that are extremely high subbed suddenly going through a mental decline of their mental health and physical health. It just makes you think, sure, you're popular and you're getting that sweet money, that's great, but I get you all have taxes and stuff you need to pay for as well, but if you can't take frequent breaks, then your mental and physical health is just going to decline so bad that you're just going to make yourself feel worse, start doing stupid things like gambling, drinking yourselves to a drunken stupor, getting high on whatever substance or whatever you can find your hands on. And again, when it comes to popularity, it can be good for a little bit, but when it gets to a point where you can't handle it anymore, that's when I believe it's time to take a break, time to think, time to relax, have like some music going on in the background, and have fun doing other things. Unless you can believe you can handle it without being stubborn and whatever it is, whatever pride you can deal with it, then that's on you. And I applaud you for dealing with something for no matter how many years that people have been content creators on this platform for. And I wish them the best. Good, bad, trolls, whatever. As long as you're having fun doing what you're doing, that's great. But If you're going to be struggling over the next couple of years, again, this video will probably help you with that if you need the advice or added help for later on. But I will leave it at that. This is Ghostly Winds. I hope this video helps not just myself as a content creator or other smaller content creators, but other content creators that are probably dealing with hardships of trying to keep themselves mentally sane or respectful and everything else. Because again, when you get popular and the news and everything else starts talking about you and you're all over the place, easy to get positive views and it's easy to get negative reviews. So again, keep your mental self safe, keep your physical health safe, and make sure all your friends, family, and everything else is also having a good time. Because otherwise, without actual social friends in IRL and internet wise, you're just going to fall like a brick and you'll be stuck in those dark, messed up places that you don't wish to be in. But again, I'm gonna call it a video here. I'm Ghostly Winds. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, and I will see you guys hopefully for when I start streaming again. So until then, have a good one, everybody.